everybody. How are you this evening? I'm back and I'm really glad that I am. I've been away for a while and we had some illness in the family and I had to step away for a while, but I'm back and I'm sure glad that I am. I hope to do at least 3 videos a week, and I'm gonna start off with making this wallet that I had promised several weeks ago after doing a short video clip of it, and several people liked it and asked if there was a video, and I said that I would do one. So what it is it's a wallet that I had made, and it opens up like this, and inside we have a paper clip here and a pocket for some receipts if you're shopping, or if you know whatever you want to put in there. And then another pocket over here if you'd like to put maybe a list of some things in there. And then here I have a little booklet, and I thought that this would be a great way to make your list of possibly here we would put down foods that we want to have for Christmas, and maybe some allergies that people are allergic to, or maybe here we would write a list of different people who are coming for dinner, and if they're bringing something. I know a lot of the people that are coming for our Christmas dinner have already asked, what can we bring? So I would put, Danielle is bringing rolls, and Colby is bringing, a baked good, and so I would have that list there. And then possibly I thought the next page would be, so this would be all, the people that were coming, and our dinner list, what we, our menu, what we would have for dinner, and then things that people were bringing. And then our next section, I thought it might be good to have, here is a pocket, and I thought maybe we could, put some tags in there, and on the back of the tags perhaps we could put the name of the person and what they would like for Christmas, and they would give me, maybe a couple of ideas as to what they would want for Christmas. So I would leave that in there and then just pull it out as I was shopping. And then shopping lists and where I shopped. So if I ordered something from Amazon, I put the date and then the date it was received and things like that. And then I have a little notebook here, and this notebook could be used for anything. It's just some scrap paper, and you could use it for notes for anything. And then I have a pocket here, and inside this pocket I have made a little receipt holder, and all I did was I took 2 tags, and I didn't cut the tags completely. I just kept them together, and then I put some glassine bags in here, and I thought that we could, as we got our receipts for things, we would put them in here, and that way if something didn't fit or if something needed to be returned, then that all the receipts for Christmas would be in one spot. And I made a little paper clip. It is a double-sided paper clip, so it's the same on both sides. And I can show in another video how to make those. I mass make these. I make a lot of them at the same time. Not of the same one, but just different, all different paper clips. And so anyway, that gets paper clipped together so nothing falls out. And that goes in this pocket right here. And then on the back, I made another pocket, and I don't know yet what you could use this pocket for, but you could use it for maybe your grocery receipts, or I don't know, maybe secret lists from people that live in your household. I could put my husband's wish list in there maybe, and you know, check off things that maybe I have purchased already, or you know, just anything. But it's a secret pocket because it just looks kind of like a decoration. And I just put this little little tag there so that it would open and close. And this pocket has plenty of room. You could actually put a little notebook in there too if you wanted to. And I just decorated it, you know, with some lace to make it look nice. And it's very sturdy. And as you can see, I have left plenty of space here for it to grow as much as you needed it to. And I have one that I had made for Thanksgiving and kept it in my purse. It's not that big. It's actually only, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 inches wide by 1, 2, 3, 4 inches tall. So it's not that big at all. And or if you don't do shopping outside the home, it's very pretty on your counter for Christmas. Actually, it would look very nice. So in any event, believe it or not, this is made out of newspaper and wrapping paper. And so I figured everybody has newspaper in their house, and if you don't, you certainly can get it pretty much anywhere you go. There's always like a free newspaper at the coffee shop or what have you, and they throw them on your driveway. And actually, if you bought one newspaper, you'd probably have enough for projects for such a long time. But I was fortunate enough to get a book a long time ago. It was actually my father-in-law's book, and it was put out by the New York Times, and it's quite a big book, but it's newspaper, and it goes back to, I think, oh gosh, I'm not quite sure, 1920, I think. Yeah, 1920 was the copyright date. And, but, you know, it's just newspaper. That's all it is. And a lot of it is very hard times, sad times. And so before I started tearing it up, I asked my children, you know, if they wanted it. And nobody did. So I started using it for crafts. And this is actually one of several books that I have. This is the first book I've ever started to cut up. So anyway, that's what I use. And all it is, like I said, is newspaper. So anyway, this one says something with fierce battle, Nazis moved northward. And it's just, I don't know, I think it needs to be covered up. And I don't think it should be forgotten in any means, but I just thought, you know what, I have it, and it's a big book, and it's a lot of newspaper, so I'm going to use it. So that's what I did, and that's what I've been doing. So in any event, if you don't have one of those books, you could always just get a regular newspaper, because that's all it is. So this happens to be, it should be 14 inches, yes. It's 14 inches long by, let's see, 14 inches long by 9. I'm sorry. Yes, it's 14 inches long by 9 inches wide. So that's how long you start with. And then you're just going to fold it in half. So 14 by 9, and you fold it in half. And then what you're going to do is we're going to cover this with our wallpaper. So not wallpaper, I'm sorry, it is wrapping paper, which I got at the dollar section at Target, which was very good because it's got a ton. I've used it for so many items so far this season, and it's really pretty. They actually had a lot of different kinds, and I didn't really have a lot of time to search or look through all the rolls, but it was a great value. I can't remember how many feet or yards, and I threw the packaging away. So all I want to do is, I'm just holding this down so that I can make sure that I get it all in there. So I'll just glue this piece to my wrapping paper. And I'm going to use tonight my Tack because it dries fast and it doesn't wrinkle. I actually use a really good glue stick, which I can use, but tonight I'm just going to use the Tack because it dries fast and it's easy to use. And you don't really need that much because what I'm going to do once I get this on here, you don't need to be precise. You just need to get it on so that it will cover your newspaper. But the other tool that I have that I really like are the silicone brushes. And you can get these at any Dollar Tree, or you can get them in Amazon. You can get them pretty much anywhere, Target, Walmart. And they're silicone, so they're not a brush. They're actually like almost like a spatula. And the wonderful part about it is it spreads your glue really well. It spreads paint and, whatever that you're using or that you need to spread out. And the best part about it is it wipes right off. So it keeps you from having to run to the kitchen to wipe off your brush. So I'll just put this down here. And the other thing I like about the Tack is, for one, it doesn't wrinkle, and the other thing is it's a little bit forgiving. So we've got that covered. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull this up and cover this side as well. So I'm just going to put a little bit of my Tack on here. And for sake of videos, it really works well because it dries pretty quickly. So there's not a lot of waiting time for your glue to dry. And you don't need that much if you spread it around. I just think that, with today's economy and craft items costing so much money, even paper has gone way up. Printing paper And so I try to be as frugal as I can be by using things that are that don't cost very much. And I have been using wrapping paper for a long time to cover things, but I just thought about the newspaper this year, and it's really worked out well. So, yeah. I hope you're all well. I've really missed videoing for my YouTube channel. I'm really trying to grow it, so if you're here and you like my video, please do subscribe and leave a comment so that I know that you're here. And I'm just going to move my candle over a little bit. Actually, I'm going to blow it out. And that way we don't have to worry about anything. Here we go. And now all you're going to do is you're going to cut it. And this is going to be your main wallet. That's what we're building right now, is the main wallet part. So, just take a peek under here. And here's your newspaper. So, we're going to cut along there. Actually, I think what I'll do is, it would be easier if I there it is. Now you're more than welcome to use your cutter on this. My cutter isn't big enough to do that. So you want to save your extra pieces because they make great tags as well if you want to cover newspaper and make tags with this. And then you could collage over it with other things. And these are good, you know, they're not just great for Thanksgiving or for Christmas. I think they're perfect for any occasion. Now I'm going to take out my cutter because I can tell that that's not straight. I have a problem with cutting straight lines. So let me get my cutter and cut that because it's not straight. And all I'm going to do is fold it because we're going to fold it anyway. And let's see. Well, maybe it is straight. And let's see. Oh, I think I just have to take off a sliver. Make sure that's straight. It just didn't look straight to me, but I think it is. So I think I just have to take off a little bit here. Yeah, just a tiny bit. That was it. Pretty good. Let me just check this side. Make sure it's straight. And it was. So that takes care of that. So the next step is we need to make our pocket for the inside. So all we do is this part here, right here. So we're going to take a smaller piece, one that's not so wide. And I thought that I cut one that wasn't so wide. We want to make sure that it's near, you know, just a little bit not as wide. So I'll just use the scissors and cut off just a little bit so that it's not quite as wide as our base. And that looks good. And now we want to cut off some of the top because, as you can see, we have a top here that's going to come down like this. Okay, so what we're going to do, and we can do this now, is we're going to fold this up, and that is the right height. Okay, so I hope you can see that okay. So this will be our top, and we're gonna fold this like this, and it will come down like this. So, and our pocket in the back will go right here. So that's what we're working on right now. And of course we need to cut the top off as well. This doesn't have to be real precise, just as long as you have it so that it fits in there and it's straight. I could have used the cutter for this. I don't cut very well straight unless I'm fussy cutting, which is very odd. So I am going to use my cutter for this because otherwise I'm going to end up with it being way too short. Now it's straight. And let's just make sure it's not too tall. It is too tall, so I'm going to cut it again so that it's not, oh, that side's not right. And we will cut the top. As well. And I'll give you these measurements for the pocket right now because I don't do a lot of measuring. When I design things, I kind of just design them, and then I write down the measurements if I have to. But so our inside pocket is going to be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 8 inches wide. I'm sorry, 8 inches wide by 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8 by 4 is going to be this pocket. This piece of paper will be 8 inches by 4 inches. And we're going to cover this with wallpaper as well. And I didn't realize that I had 2 pieces there, but that's good because we can use that. So let's see if this wallpaper piece will work on this, because we want to cover the whole thing so that when we open the pocket, it has the same on the inside as the outside, and it looks nice. that way. So let's see if we can fit this on here. Likely not. But that's okay. We can cut another piece. I don't want to make this video too long for you. Put that aside, and we'll grab another piece here. But like I said, you could use this for so many things. So the smaller pieces, don't think you're wasting it, because for one, it's $1. And the newspaper, wherever you get it, is likely free unless you buy the Sunday newspaper. And if you do, you have, like I said, enough newspaper forever. And what I'm going to do is just put my ruler down, and I am going to actually, I have to move this up because I have to cover both sides. I hope you all had a great Sunday. I did. The weather was beautiful. I went for a walk with our puppy today, and lots of people are decorating for Christmas. But we're having our family for Thanksgiving this year. Not our whole family, unfortunately. They all can't make it. But we haven't seen all of our family in a long time due to COVID and some other health issues. So my son lives almost 5 hours away, and he drove here in October and surprised me for my birthday. And I hadn't seen my grandson yet. He was born in May. And it was fabulous. I was so surprised. I couldn't believe it. So he came with his baby, Alexander. And like I said, he was born in May. And so it was great to give him hugs and kisses. We've, of course, talked a lot on FaceTime and things like that to his 2-year-old son, Benjamin, and to them. But to have them here in person was just delightful. So yeah, it's been wonderful. And I have my other son and his wife and their daughter coming from Georgia. And then my other daughter will be coming from Orlando area near SeaWorld and Disney. That's where she works. She designs for all the different holidays and things for SeaWorld and Disney. She's a contractor. So she's very busy because this is the 50th anniversary for Disney. So we haven't seen her or her boyfriend in, gosh, a long time. So it'll be fun. I have a daughter in Vermont and another daughter who has 4 children, but they cannot make it. So we will Zoom with them, and that will be fun. And I hope to see them shortly after Christmas, now that we're all well and healthy. Well, pretty much. My husband's still on the mend, but he's getting much better. So I'm just happy to be in my studio again. I've done a few short videos for my group. I belong to Junkers Co-op, if any of you ever want to join a group, it's a great group to join. I also belong to Periwinkle Matilda, and that's Ellie. And she has a Facebook group, and she has a YouTube channel, and she's fabulous. I follow her as well. So yeah, I've done some videos on both those. I haven't done any videos for Periwinkle Matilda. She does a video sometimes twice a day, so you definitely want to check her out. She's fabulous. And I am just going to find where my newspaper is. And I'm going to take my craft knife, because that's the simplest way to do things for me. I'm going to cut that like that. And I will save that right there. And that gives us a nice straight edge there. And I will straighten out this edge up here as well, because my newspaper's right there. That's the beauty about this mat. Although it's glass, I've had it for 3 years and it's never scratched. I do have my mat that I cut on right here, but I tend not to use it very much, because unless I'm cutting like little windows or things like that, I'll use it for that. It's more precise and gives me great measurements. And you can get these at the Dollar Tree. You don't have to spend a lot of money on a cutting mat, because they have them at the Dollar Tree if you're in the US. Now we will just glue this. Did I cut that too short? Oh, very good. And please, if there's something that you'd like to see, leave a comment. I'd be happy, more than happy, to create it on video for you. I'm going to be doing a couple of journals. They will be likely a 4 to 5 series, 45-minute videos creating these specific journals. So I hope that you can join me for that. I wanted to get a couple of these things done though first for you, because they're not very difficult and seemingly easy enough to follow along. So, and I really hope that in some ways you get inspired today. That's my goal. So I've been inspired by many of my people that I follow and have followed for years. So I want to give back to the community that's just been so good to me. So I'm just going to cut this white off, because that way it will look very nice in our wallet. And we're going to fold this up like this. Okay. So then once we put it in our book, now we want to leave room here, because as you can see, that's where we put our little book. I sewed it with a pamphlet stitch. See if I can find the middle somewhere. I just put a pamphlet stitch in. So it's right in here. You can't see it because I used the black wax thread. So, so we need to put it up from, I'll put my ruler there so that you can see it. But yeah, so we're not going to put it right on that line. We're going to move it up a little bit from that line, from that fold line. Okay. Now with these pockets, they're a little bit different. All you want to do is this still isn't straight. Let me just straighten this out a little bit. There we go. I just folded it wrong. So all you want to do is, here's your line right here. I'll put my ruler there so that you can see it. That's our fold right there. Okay? All you want to do is move it up enough so that you can put your signature in there. Once you've got it, once you're ready to put your booklet in there. So I have my ruler there. I've moved it up, I want to say about a ½ inch. Okay? But we still want to make sure that we close this. And the other thing is I leave an inch here and I put a strip of, I just put a strip of, oh my goodness, I just lost that word. Just a strip of fabric, obviously, but underneath the fabric is just a piece of cardstock. That's all. But that was just to keep it from, you know, to keep it a little bit more sturdy because we are using wallpaper, wrapping paper and newspaper, so we want to keep it sturdy. So here's our line, here's our pocket, and we need to leave an inch at the top. So let me just take a look at things. This is going to come down. Let's see if I can remember. It's been a while since I made this. So this is going to come up like this. Actually, we can move this down a little bit because we need to have enough space for our top to come down and an inch for our cardstock to go in there. So I think that's better. So let me just tell you now how much I folded it up. So our piece is still the same. It's still 14 inches long. So I'm going to fold this part up. Five inches. Okay, so you're going to fold it up so that this is up 5 inches. Okay? And then this is still going to go in the same place. Here's my ruler, here's my line. Okay, so now what you want to do is with these pockets, all you're going to do is you want to run some glue it's folded so that this part, I hope I'm in frame, but this part here you want facing you, and the folded part you want facing this way. And I'm going to leave my ruler here so that you can see that line, because we're going to go above the line. All right? And so now all you have to do, I'm going to use, pardon my reach, I'm going to use score tape for this because that way you can see what I'm doing. Okay? It's easier that way. If I just put the glue down, I don't think you'll be able to see it. So all I'm going to do is, I'm going to take and put my score tape actually, I'm going to put my score tape just a little bit below that line in the middle. Okay? And I am going to go right down the middle of my pocket. And remember, your fold is facing this way and your opening is facing you. Okay? And we'll just remove that score tape right there. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I have my ruler in there again because, like I said, I didn't want it to be right on that line because that's where our booklet is going to go. So I'll leave that there for now. So that's the only place that we're going to place our score tape. Okay, and you'll see why in a minute. It'll make more sense. So I'm just going to give that a burnish. With my finger is fine. And like I said, I'm just leaving the ruler here for your benefit so that you can see here where your line is, so that you don't go below that line. Now let me just make sure I can get my score tape off without my little pokey tool, which I'm pretty sure I can. Yeah. So then you want to pull that off. And all you're going to do after you take your score tape off is you're going to make sure, I'm going to have to move this now. You want to make sure that you have the same distance on both sides, which you should have. And you're just going to fold both pieces up like that. Okay? And then just give that a burnish with your fingers. And remember, we just put the score tape in the middle. Like that. I hope that made sense. So all we did was, we have that just in the middle. No place else. Now, what we want to do is, we want to, in order for our pocket to open up like this, we want to score tape this side and we want to score tape this side, but we do not want to score tape it to the back. So I will do it with the score tape again. Fold it down. Put a piece of score tape here, right on your edge here. And that's all. And then on the other side, we're going to do the same thing. And we just want to burnish that a little bit with our finger. can just peel it off. And you can use glue on this, it's fine. I'm just using score tape because I think it would be easier for you to be able to see it, because already my eyes are getting a little bit dizzy with the pattern. So once you've got it taped, that's your pocket right there. So all you did was tape the sides and the back and folded it up, and that's it. So I'm just gonna score that a little bit, and then we're gonna, let's see, fold it like we go. And there's our top. Okay, and that's it, pretty much. Now we're going to put just a little bit of strip there. Like I said, and let's see if I have a little strip of cardstock over here. It just keeps it a little bit sturdier, so that when you fold it down, like this, it's got this part on it, so you have plenty of room in there. And we'll just glue this part down, because I made a little bit of an error when I put my pocket in. But it's fine. It doesn't matter. You're just going to fold this over, and you can glue it, and that will just make it sturdier. Or what we'll do in this case is we'll make this a pocket. So, and you've still got plenty of room here for your book. Okay? So you're going to actually come down a little bit more here, so that we have enough room here for our book. And that's perfect. So actually I didn't really make as much of a mistake as I thought I did. So I have a little piece of cardstock here, and I will cut that. And I'm pretty sure that's 1 inch. Yes, it is. So I will cut that 1 inch and glue it down. This is just a postcard. I don't really throw much away, as you can tell. It's from somebody I bought something from. So we'll put this right here, and you can cover this with wallpaper. You can cover it with fabric. I like to use textiles and lace in all of my things that I make, as you will see, as you will follow. If you follow me, you'll notice that I use a lot of textiles and things like that. So we are going to put that right there, so that when we fold this over, it's going to be like this. It's going to come over like this here. Okay, so, and our top is going to look a little bit different. It's not going to have that, it's not going to have this here, because I didn't fold it properly, but it's still absolutely fine. It's looks just as cute, I think, as it is. So we'll just put that there and glue that in. I'm actually just going to cut this a little bit thinner so that it doesn't impede on our pocket. So I'm just going to take a little sliver off of that. It's not quite an inch, but like I said, it's just enough to give that some strength in there. And you don't even have to do this part, but for me, I want things to last. So, I mean, this could be perfect for next year because this book is easily taken out by just snipping your, wherever it is, your signature. Can't even see it. Anyway, all you have to do is snip your signature out and put a new book in, and you've got your wallet back. And yeah, so you could use it year by year, you know, year after year. So we'll just glue that piece down. I also save a lot of my paper because I recycle it and make my own paper. There's a piece right here. And sometimes I put some flowers, little flower petals that I pick on my walks in it. And sometimes I just do white. And sometimes I do colored, so it depends on how I'm making it. And it's very simple to make, and I'll be doing a video on that as well. Because I live in Florida, so I can do pretty much anything year-round. So it's very fortunate. So I'll be doing a video on making paper. It's very simple. I'm going to go with that piece. And we will match that up and just cut a piece off of there. And we'll just put that right there. I can find my scissors because it's not completely straight. I don't want it to stick out that way. So I'll just straighten that off. There we go. And I do have a little piece of fabric I could cover this with, so I'll do that now and show you how I do that. I keep jars and little boxes and things around with my little bits and pieces that I work with, so that I can pull from those as I'm working, unless I want like something more specific. But I think I have something around someplace so that I don't have to really get up. I'll actually get this piece over here. If you don't mind, I'll just scoot over here and grab it. And we'll use the same piece. And all I do is, for this, I'll cut about an inch, maybe a little bit less. I'll cut a little bit less than an inch. And then I will just tear it. And that makes a perfect strip. And then sometimes I like to fray it a little bit. Sometimes it just frays on its own, depending on how long it's, you know, I usually have a bunch of strips already cut. But I haven't been in for a while, so I haven't had a lot of time to do this. Now, when I'm working with fabric, I definitely use fabric tack, or 3-in-1 works very well as well. I was a seamstress for many years. Made a lot of quilts and my own clothes. I've been sewing since I was in the 3rd grade with a machine. I like to hand stitch and make quilts and things. I don't make as many quilts anymore. I love paper. I think my love for paper came from paper dolls when I was younger, so. But when I work with fabric, I always spread my glue because that way it becomes more of a tacky than just wet glue. And so it doesn't come through your fabric. And so it makes it look nicer. So all you want to do is just put that down like that. And that covers that up just nicely, and it looks nice. And yeah. And we got some good use out of that little postcard. I'm just going to have a little bit of sip of my tea. Thank you so much. Still a little bit hoarse. So there you go. And there's your top. Right there. And I really hope that I'm in frame. I can't tell because you're above me. But we'll see when I take a look at the video when I post it. So, there you go. Oops. It's stuck right there. So there's your pocket here. And then this is going to fold here. And we're going to make that a pocket. And somehow I didn't, you know what happened over here, I see, is that when I put the newspaper on, it didn't, when I put the newspaper on, it didn't attach here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue there. But, yeah, when I glued the wallpaper to the newspaper, it didn't glue there, so that's the only problem that we have there. But I'm still not gluing it to here. We still have no glue on either side. We only have one piece of tape on the back of this pocket. See? Like that. Okay? And then the tape on both sides. Here. And here. So let's make this a pocket by just gluing the sides. Because I made that error, and so there's that much room. So we will use that. You could use it as reinforcement, but I'm not feeling like we need to do that. It's it's hefty because we've got that layer of newspaper under there, and then we've got the the, I was going to call it wallpaper again. It's not wallpaper. It's gift wrap on both sides of it, so it's very hefty. So then the next thing we want to do is, so since we've got that done, we'll put our back pocket on, which is very simple. I used a decorative paper, and let's see if I have something over here to use for decorative paper that will go nicely with that. I usually keep my scraps in here, so let me just go and grab something that will look nice here. I keep them in a folder, and that way I have them right beside me. So, oh good, we have the same one, so we'll use that. And all I did for this was the same thing. I folded it up in half. Let's see. Let's fold this down so I know where it is. And this has a little bit of a tear in it, but that's okay because the pocket's smaller. And I'm just going to cut that piece off because we don't need it. We're going to fold that up. Oh, well, first, I just want to make sure it's going to fit. It is a little bit wide. So we are going to take a little bit of it off. And I'm just trying to see which, that's upside down. So we're just gonna use this side. And I'm going to fold this down just to give it some, you know, a nice even edge at the top. Okay. I think I folded it down a little bit too much on this side, so. And this is just collaged and photocopied. I got this from Artie Mays. It was a freebie. I also follow her on her Facebook, and I follow her on YouTube and Instagram as well. I've been following her for 3 years. I really, really enjoy her a lot. Andrea on Artie Mays. I'm sure a lot of you know her already. And let's see. I want this. Oh, I know what I did. Okay, we want to keep this like this. Okay, that's what we did. Yes, I remember now. It's that 1876 there. Okay, so that looks good. We have a little bit of room, wiggle room on each side, so it, you know, frames it enough. Just gonna put this down so that I know exactly where this should go in the back. And I'm just gonna put it right about there because that's about in the middle. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to turn this over. And this time we'll use glue, but we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to go straight down with the glue, straight over here. And that's it. Just like we did with the score tape on the other pocket. And I like these pockets because you can really get inside and outside of them. And then all you're going to do is fold this back up and center it. Make sure it's in the center. It seems like, I mean, the glue is sticking really well to the gift wrap, but it does take a little bit more time because it's got a little bit of a sheen on it. So just make sure it's dry. Let me just get a paper towel because I think a little bit squeezed out there. There we go. So now if you remember, we're not going to glue the sides, okay? We're going to not glue anything to the back except for that middle. We're only going to glue here and here on the inside, okay? So I'll do that right now. And I always glue and lift it up. I really like the sugar bottles. You can get them at any baking section of Michael's or Joann's. You can get them online. eBay sells them. I got a pack of 4 on eBay for $6. And then I don't remember if it was free shipping or not because I've had it for a long time. But I like them because you don't get any of the strings you get when you are using the Beacon 3-in-1 or the Fabri-Tac. You know, there's not a lot of strings or anything. And you've got this fine tip. Just almost like the art glitter glue, which we could have used that as well. But the Fabri-Tac worked really well, so anyway. And now you have your back pocket, okay? But this back pocket is our secret pocket. And we'll put a little bit of a tag there. And I keep my fussy cuts in photo albums, my old photo albums that I no longer keep photos in. And anytime I see them at Goodwill or any place like that, I pick them up because they're very inexpensive and typically they're never ever ever used. I'm sorry about that. We did go off for a few minutes. I hope it wasn't too long. But anyway, that's what I use. I use the photo albums that you get at Goodwill or any place like that. They cost barely nothing. This one holds 100 photos. Only it's kind of a wide mouth because it doesn't have photos in it. It actually has mostly, you know, ephemera or fussy cuts, you know, decorations and things like that. So, embellishments, what have you. So, I'm just going to pick something out for here to go on there so I can show you how I do that. What's in here? I mean, you could do anything. You can do a little tag or a ticket, do a stamp. I just like something with a little bit of weight on it. And you can do that by taking something small and backing it. If it's not cardstock, you can back it with something else. There's a bunch of small pieces here. I'm not going to take a lot of time trying to find something, so let's find something with some girth to it. Oh, we'll just glue these two pieces together, maybe. Yeah, that'll work. And I'll put those away later. See if I have anything in here that's got some weight to it. This will work good. I probably should have made this 2 videos. I can actually come back and finish it up tomorrow to do the decorating, the pockets, and the booklet. So we'll do this much today because I think I've gone pretty much over an hour. I didn't set my alarm, my timer. I didn't set it, and I did not look at the time beforehand. So that's going to go there so that you can lift it up. So we're not going to glue that all the way down. We're just going to glue it down that far. Okay? And then I'm not going to glue that down yet. I will come back tomorrow and we will finish it. Okay? Thank you all for watching. And please hit the subscribe button and leave a comment. And I hope that I've inspired you in some way today. And I really appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much. Bye-bye and have a good day.